Again, this was filmed a number of years ago, but it was a gorgeous morning, and as you can hear, the birds were singing away in the background. Now, I've managed to get on the ball earlier this morning and start setting the hide up while it's still dark. Now, this is about the best time to do this, because it's less likelihood that the crows or magpies are going to be able to see you setting everything up. The problem is, it's not such a good situation for filming. So, I've got the hide up and I have it pegged onto the ground. I'm just shuffling it around to make sure it's pointing in the same direction I want to shoot. Now, I use a ground anchor screwed into the ground and a bungee cord to help hold the hide onto the ground and into position, because I found it's a wee bit front heavy, so when you're leaving the hide it does have a tendency to want to tip over. Although the hide is made of camouflage material, I do like draping a camouflage net over the top of it, just to help it blend into the hedgerow around it. The rifle I'm using is a Ruger 1022 Custom and 22LR. The ammunition is Winchester hollow point subsonics, and the scope is an old Deabin 2-10 by 50 DMP. Just getting my little action camera set up, but the morning's got a good bit brighter now, so I need to get my skates on. As usual, I'm using a dead hooded crow as a decoy and a dead rabbit split open as bait. Now I'm setting these out at about 50 yards. That's my zeroed range. Now the field's not very big, as it's only about 55 to 60 yards from corner to corner, but that'll be more than enough for my needs with a rimfire. Do you ever get that feeling sometimes that you just have too many pockets? Okay, job done. Now I need to get myself back into the hide and get loaded up. It's not long before the magpies take an interest, but this is a sheep farm and I'm after hooded crows. as they're the ones that really cause the damage when it comes to lambing time. So I'm going to cut the magpies some slack, because many times in the past I have seen hooded crows sitting in the distance on a tall tree watching the bait, waiting for the magpies to come down and start to eat, just to make sure that there is no danger. Then they'll come down and push the magpies off to start feeding themselves. Well, the crows definitely know the bait's there now. But while the crows are still gathering up the courage to come down, the local magpie population is really making themselves feel at home. Hey George, what do you think of this thing?
Don't know. I'm more of a GoPro man myself.
Ah now, who's a pretty birdie? Hey, that's my lunch, clear off! Finally, I get a crow on the ground. But he doesn't seem to want to stay in frame. And before I get the shot off, he's away. Very frustrating. Then we get another visitor, and this might explain why the crows are a wee bit shy this morning. It's a buzzard. But one of the crows has decided to stay. He's given me a safe shot away from the buzzard. I just need him to step out away from those hard dockle stems. Oh, here we go. Ah, what a place to stop. Just a wee bit further. That's grand. Ah, you didn't need to move the camera, he was fine where he was. The shot looked good, and I believed at the time he fell into the drainage ditch just behind him. And after things settled down, the magpies returned. I wasn't having much luck with the hooded crows, so now the truce was off. I think the shot was a little low, but he didn't get too far. This, of course, started a bit of a ruckus with the rest of the magpies. I aimed a little higher in this bird, and with the field still giving me a safe backstop, took the shot. He dropped into the ditch behind the post. That's 3 in the bag. Just when I'd given up on the hooded crows, they decided to make an appearance. So, just when I was crossing off another hooded crow, imagine my surprise when it got up and started to walk around the place as if nothing had happened. But thankfully, a quick second shot put an end to that. If I remember right at the time, after checking later on, the rifle 0 was a little low. Maybe it got knocked that morning when I was setting up, who knows. But the cherry on top was when I left the hide to quit, only to see the first hooded crow that I had thought fell into the ditch, walking across the far field. So I quickly grabbed the rifle and went after it to finish the job. Some people call them vermin, others pests, but they still deserve a good clean kill, and I don't like leaving things walking around the place wounded when I can help it. Okay, things maybe just didn't go the way I would have liked, whether it was out of bad marksmanship or a bad 0, but thankfully everything that I've managed to hit, I've managed to account for, even though it might have taken more than one shot to do so.